Hey guys, welcome back to Lovin Dubai Show. It is Monday. We kickstart this week with our breast cancer awareness show. We actually had a really in-depth interview with Chelsea Gregory. She talked all about areola restoration for people at their end of their kind of breast cancer survivor journey. It was great to have her on.
Exactly, we spoke about body image, just body images in general, and how these breast cancer survivors, they feel such a confidence boost post this procedure anyway. Like, that is all during our interview. But before that, we spoke about the Gaza situation, the conflict that's going on there. McDonald's donated 1 million dirhams to the relief efforts, and UAE planes delivered aid to Gaza as well.
Hi, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Of course, our top story today, UAE planes are delivering aid to Gaza.
We'll also talk about McDonald's. UAE is donating 1 million dirhams to Gaza relief.
There was a proposal on the Fashion Week catwalk.
And it's Pinktober, and we're talking all the things breast cancer awareness. And our guest today, Chelsea Gregory, will shed light on the remarkable advancements in 3D areola restoration for breast cancer survivors, showcasing the cutting-edge techniques of medical micropigmentation utilized in enhancing the recovery journey.
So it's a big show for you on this Monday morning, start of the week. As we said before we went live officially, we love to read your comments before, during and after the show. Before we kick into our top story, we're talking all about donation to Gaza in this tragic time. We just have a quick prize to give away. It's 3 beautiful desert soaps. Can I tell you, if you want to open one up there.
Okay.
They're for exfoliating, and if you just tag someone, you can get it for them. So if you just tag someone who deserves a little pick-me-up at the beginning of the week, it's hard to get out of bed, not easy. These are deep cleansing, natural exfoliation, and they're healthy for healthy and amazing soft skin.
It's amazing. Like, it looks so good. It's a mud soap, you guys. And yeah, it's got Dead Sea mud soap properties, deep cleansing, natural exfoliation, everything Casey just said, and an exciting prize to be winning and gifting someone really special.
So do keep your comments coming in for just tag someone who you think, exactly as Simran said, someone special who deserves to win. I'm seeing some of the comments through, someone saying the comments are very bad. We're going to jump into our top story. We're talking about UAE planes delivering aid to Gaza. Several planes carrying aid for Palestine have landed at El Arish International Airport, including a World Health Organization plane bound for Gaza, a third Turkish aid plane with a total of 60 tons of medical supplies, heating, equipment and food, and a plane from the UAE carrying medical aid and relief.
Jordan also sent an aircraft with assistance and medical supplies through Al Arish International Airport to support and treat those affected in Gaza amidst recent news.
President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan has continued his intensive communications with the leaders of Arab and foreign countries to stop the violence and escalation in the Gaza Strip and to mobilize international efforts. His main focus of the conversation was to ensure respect for the international humanitarian law and provide protection for civilians to avoid them suffering due to the worsening situation on the ground, which I know we've all been deeply touched by and affected throughout the weekend. His Highness held communications with His Majesty King Abdullah bin Al Hussein of Jordan, Abdel Fattah El Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Ursula von der Leyen, President of the EU Commission, and Benjamin Netanyahu, who is President of Israel.
So during the calls, His Highness stressed on the urgency of preserving lives of civilians and not dragging them into the cycle of escalating violence, while exercising the legal responsibility that ensures their protection, safety, especially for children and women and the elderly during conflicts, in addition to release the hostages.
So we'll move on to the topic of aid. People are keenly trying to get money through the safe corridors, and the Al Rafah corridor is opening today, as far as we're aware. One such which is McDonald's.
So McDonald's UAE is donating 1 million dirhams to Gaza relief. Now, McDonald's UAE made an announcement over the weekend after people began boycotting the fast food chain all over the Middle East. So McDonald's UAE announced that it is fully owned by and operated by Emirates Fast Food Company LLC and will be donating 1 million dirhams to support Gaza and the relief efforts. The donation will be made through the Emirates Red Crescent's Tarahum for Gaza campaign.
And residents in the UAE and other Arab countries decided to boycott the fast food chain in Israel after it shared that it would be donating meals to Israeli military and medical personnel. So McDonald's and other fast food chains were boycotted by people in the Arab countries. Stock market value plummeted, and McDonald's Israeli social media accounts appeared to be suspended on Instagram and X.
McDonald's in other Arab countries, including Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, and Egypt, have all released similar statements clarifying the owners of the franchises, all of which are local. Nonetheless, people believe that the mother company gets a cut from these franchises, thus supporting Israel. Others are expressing their disappointment in McDonald's decision to send free meals to Israelis and not to Gazians. And right now, from what we know and what their statements are, is that they will be donating 1 million dirhams. So it is, it's a step that a lot of people are lauding now.
I think the key thing is that what the owners of each franchise are saying is that, look, it's not us. So what they're doing in the UAE is doing what their bit, which is what they can do to get aid to the people affected most, which is in Gaza.
Exactly. And I think I read a statement from McDonald's over the weekend. They were just like, McDonald's is not owned by a single owner. It's owned by the people. It's like the food of the people. It's the voice of the people. So, like where some decisions are made in certain locations, like you said, it's a
franchise, so it's one person can specifically own it rather than a global conglomerate which makes all the decisions. So that Israeli decision was then the reason that many Arab countries started to boycott. So then each other Arab country which is supporting the people of Gaza have made the decision to make a sizable donation to the people of Gaza to get aid there as fast as possible.
Exactly.
It's 8:41 on Monday morning, and if you are at Dubai World Trade Center or by Dubai Harbour this year, you'll be aware that GITEX is going on. We're kicking off, which means traffic, but also technical innovation, because in Dubai you can now pay using your face. Shout out RTA. Technology is innovating at a fast rate, and Dubai's RTA is unveiling an array of projects and initiatives applying artificial intelligence and metaverse technologies at GITEX 2023. What does that actually mean? What's actually going to change? Well, GITEX is going to show you, and the RTA is showcasing a smart gate for people paying for public transport fares through facial recognition. So you want to go pay for the metro? Use your face.
Oh my God, that is some next level technology. And the facial recognition smart gate allows paying fares for public transport, which is Dubai Metro, Dubai Tram, buses, taxis, marine transport via facial recognition technology without using tickets, NOL cards or credit cards.
So I imagine it, when you go through when you go through the airport, you still put your passport down.
Yeah.
And then it does the face
recognition. Yeah. But that's for like the identification purposes.
But this would be the same because you would top up your NOL
card.
What do I say? NOL card. Yeah. You would top up your NOL card and you'll still...
It's been a while since you've used the metro.
Yeah. I don't live by one. But I used to obviously use it quite regularly, and you will just top up your NOL card, but you won't have to carry it because it will use the facial recognition. So like how speedy services at Dubai Airport have advanced and therefore we're through DXB super quickly, this system operates by registering and identifying the user. It recognizes your face using cameras and analyzes it in 3D. The images are then transformed into biodata matched with the image, and then the amount is deducted from your account.
His Excellency Matar Al-Tayyar, Director General, Chairman of the Board of Executive Directors, RTA, said RTA is committed to harnessing emerging technologies and AI to boost productivity, elevate operational efficiency, and enhance customer services. This drive is aligned with the directives of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President, Prime Minister of the UAE, and ruler of Dubai, to foster well-being in Dubai by offering diverse options for residents with a view to transforming Dubai into the best city for living in the world. Such efforts echo the directives of His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of Dubai and Chairman of the Executive Council, to enhance Dubai's global competitiveness and set it as benchmark in developing governmental business, ensuring high efficiency and a fully digital life.
But this is just one of the announcements. The RTA has made a couple, and I know Dubai police are going to, they have their JITEX stand. They released a very cool video showcasing that a reveal is coming soon. And this will all be at JITEX. It's kicked off, so expect traffic delays down in DWTC. People from all over the world come to experience this incredible technical innovation convention, and we'll aim to bring you the latest tech announcements as they drop, because this is Dubai. This is where the innovations drop. The whole world watches JITEX to see what happens, and we'll bring you the announcements as they come through.
Exactly. And we saw this facial recognition technology like in a video that we posted recently of someone paying off the bills at a supermarket. And like slowly it's rolling out. And you know, when you come to Dubai from countries, like honestly, when I went back to India, it was just like the stark difference in technology. It's so obvious and clear. So when you come here and you like have all these really modern, enhanced technologies that are being rolled out, and especially with the self-driving cars that were like seen on the roads last week, Dubai is really living in the future.
True. I'm trying to imagine paying for a Dublin bus with my face, and it's just, we're a long way away.
Very long way.
But of course, this is an announcement at JITEX. When it will actually be rolled out to public is a whole other story, but do know that they are always keenly looking at innovation and innovative techniques to make our life more efficient and easier, which is why we love the city so much. Next up, we're talking about a proposal.
Ooh, okay, so there was a proposal on the Fashion Week catwalk. I'm sure you guys have seen the video on our socials, and it was so cute. So Stop the Lights designer Zina Zaki's show saw the most romantic ending. The bride was already in full wedding dress and was the last to hit the runway when her future hubby turned up and dropped to one knee. Yes,
have you seen the video? It was super cute. So she was actually wearing, as you said, the dress, and she closed the show, and then hubby turns up, future hubby gets down on one knee, and they hug it out. I think she kind of was surprised, and then it was a hug. Like, I thought, you know.
Yeah. It was cute.
It was cute.
And the fact that she was in a wedding dress when he proposed, like, I'm sure that really caught her off guard.
Do you think she was maybe sending him pics saying, you know, this is what you could have. But it's all going down at Fashion Cat Week, which Dubai Fashion Week, which has ended. Not just that, it looks like the OG supermodel Naomi Campbell is in town, and last night she shocked the entire crowd when she closed the Rizman Rizwaney fashion show at Fashion Week.
So a Twitter report said the legendary model turned showstopper for the Malaysian designers who were the grand finale showcase this season. So a lot of like the fashion game is so strong in Dubai right now, and the videos that are coming out of Dubai Fashion Week and all the designers, and we have Fashion Week going on like in multiple locations across the world, and it's just I love it. Love seeing beautiful dresses. It's not just the dresses, you know, it's all the inspiration behind them. It's all the like hours of work and just you know, designing it. So it's incredible to see what people have come out with.
So true. And I totally agree. I think that Fashion Week continues to go from strength to strength. And we have homegrown designers here that people get really excited for. Michael Cinco, Amato, and so many more. And then also they'll bring in, you know, Carolina Herrera was a guest of honor at this year's Fashion Week. And it's like, I feel like how the restaurant foodie scene has evolved over the years, that, you know, when we started, you know, over the years, it was always about the big restaurants coming. It was always about the Michelin star awarded chef bringing a restaurant here. But slowly over time, we've graduated and we're starting homegrown concepts. And then, you know, we saw Saddle, this is an Emirati restaurant, has opened up in London. London Project is opening up. It started here and it's opening up around the world. There's
so many restaurants, and now that's happening with designers and the fashion industry.
That people are coming to the shows like this is a fashion week that you want to be at. It's as you said, it's about the runway and it's about what's going down, and it's also about the buzz of the show. Yes. It's about the people trying to queue in when they don't have tickets. Like there's so much excitement down at these shows, and that's where you kind of, when you see the TikToks of like who's actually arriving at the show,
Yeah.
who wants to be here, who's wearing what at the show. Like that's the stuff that kind of gets the hype on TikTok, I think. And then
100%.
you know, and then you'll see on the, you know, we'll see in Vogue like who was there and stuff. I think like that all adds to it. So year on year we're growing, and they're doing a fantastic job down there, I would say.
And Dubai's creativity is incredible. Like what these designers, like homegrown local designers, they just come out with, it's world class. Like we see so many celebrities, international celebrities, dressing in designer wear that are homegrown in Dubai. And like you said, like the buzz is next level. Because when I went for the Michael Cinco show last year, people were queuing up outside. Like it was a free entrance, and people were just like, there was such a large crowd just waiting to enter, because the shows were like one show, there's a break, another show, like back-to-back shows. And it's like in the middle of like during the breaks, that's when people like change. And yeah, it was like the anticipation was massive.
It's a really cool year. Unfortunately, it's ended, but you can catch all the updates, some of them on our Instagram. Guys, it's 8:50 on a Monday morning. We're kicking off the week. Of course, we're in the middle of Pinktober, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And today our guest is restoring physical health for breast cancer survivors. Her name is Chelsea Gregory, and she's going to be with us after this very short break. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Our guest today is a Dubai-based cosmetic expert. She will shed light on the remarkable advancements in 3D areola restoration for breast cancer survivors, showcasing the cutting-edge techniques of medical micropigmentation utilized in enhancing their recovery journey. Welcome to the show, Chelsea Gregory. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me today.
We're excited to have you.
Good morning. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
Do you usually wake up this early?
Usually I'm waking up about now, so.
Okay, perfect. So you're a morning person.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
We really appreciate you being here. Of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there's so many facets of breast cancer, from checking to the recovery journey that maybe people aren't aware of. And I think that's keenly where we can get your insights, the recovery journey. So if you can give people an insight in areola restoration and who is a candidate for it.
Sure. So medical micropigmentation is an advanced technique, and it basically restores the aesthetic to the areola where it's been affected by either surgery, through maybe a mastectomy, a breast lift, breast augmentation, and the pigmentation of the areola has been affected. So it's just basically implanting pigment back into the skin and helping, it can be men and women, to kind of put the pieces back together.
And who comes to you?
So a candidate is really anyone that's been affected, their areola or nipple has been affected through either surgery, or it could even be a skin condition. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the cases are breast cancer. So that's usually either mastectomy, lumpectomy. It can be unilateral, bilateral. Sometimes I have cases where I have to match one areola to the other.
So how does it work exactly? How do you get the 3D result? And, you know, like how do you make sure it's like hyper realistic?
So if you think about, you know, art and how to achieve, you know, shadows, through shadows and highlights, you're creating a 3D effect. If you take a piece of paper and you draw a circle on there and you need to make it look like a ball, you need to add shadows and highlights. So it's the same kind of thing. Lots of colors, lots of, depth, highlights. And
do you feel like this restores a person's confidence as well? Like, do you see a difference in that aspect?
Definitely, of course. I mean, especially, you know, patients that have been through something as traumatic as breast cancer or a mastectomy, you know, it's a very disturbing feeling to look in the mirror and not recognize the body that you've known your whole life. Mm-hmm. Right. So this treatment, is kind of like the final piece of restoring and putting the pieces of the puzzle back together for women.
This is what I was going to ask. At what stage do people get in touch with you? At what stage of their journey would they reach out for this type of help?
So women come to me at two stages. So either the very beginning of their journey or at the very end. So at the beginning, they come to me because I sometimes do their eyebrows. One thing that people don't consider is that, you know, when you lose your hair through chemotherapy, you can cover it with a scarf or a wig. But when you lose your eyebrows, it can be, you know, it affects your face. If you've seen any of those memes where sometimes they remove celebrities' eyebrows, you look quite, you know, it's quite different. So with the weather here and being so hot and humid, drawing them on every day is, with rubbing, they come off and getting them even. So a lot of patients come to me at the very beginning, before they start chemotherapy, they've just been diagnosed, or they come to me at the very, very end after all their treatments. And my work with breasts and areola restoration is the very last thing. So very beginning and the very end.
So we're talking physical restoration, which we'll get back to, and I'm really interested in how 3D technology has advanced in the work that you do, but also about like the mental well-being of the person. Is it challenging for you dealing with each patient during the recovery process? Yes, it is challenging, but I'm always inspired by women that I meet, their strength. I see women younger and younger every year coming through with breast cancer, with young families. A lot of them still work through their treatments. And I feel like honored, and it's a privilege to be able to, add such a positive contribution to their journey. I've always kind of prided myself on my ability to be able to connect with my patients. And, I feel that I can definitely help them restore the physical pieces, but also the psychological aspect. I completed a course with the George Washington University in patient oncology navigation about 3 years ago, just so I could help understand the needs of my patients better and how I can help them more.
Interesting. So this process, I just want to ask, is it painful? How long does it stay for? Is it a permanent situation? Or is it something like, you need to keep going and getting touch-ups for?
Good question. The results last, I'm going to say, sort of 5 to 8 years, but they don't fade out completely. You may just need a little bit of touch-up work. And it's not painful. Usually when someone's had, especially a mastectomy, something as extreme as that, a lot of the nerve endings are kind of severed, so it's not painful. However, in cases where I may have someone that's had a breast lift or a breast augmentation, there may still be some feeling there, and so I have a very strong medical grade anesthetic, so it's not painful.
And how has technology involved? When you started down this line of treatment, were we talking 3D then? And when you say 3D, what exactly do you mean? I know you mentioned earlier, but...
Yeah, so you can imagine, when your areola and nipple is removed, it's just skin there. So the process is, as I said, creating shadows and highlights to make it look 3D. So sometimes it's so hyper realistic that when I show people pictures, they ask me, so are you stitching a new nipple? It looks so hyper realistic, fortunately. So the advancements, I think, of every year it gets better and better for sure. The tools, the products, the quality of pigments. So there's great advancements in the past 10 years. So.
And it doesn't interfere with any treatment, because you said women come to you before their treatment. So do they come for consultation before, right? So as soon as they get diagnosed, they come to you and have that consultation, after the treatments, after everything is done, we're going to go through with this process?
Sometimes they come to me before, but generally speaking, they come to me at the very end. They're aware, their surgeon will make them aware that this is part of the process, but they come to me at the end. And so I will do a really thorough consultation. I will explain everything. So I have an app that I use, and I can draw on my iPad just to give them an understanding of exactly how it will look. And I often encourage them to bring pictures of how their breasts used to look, and I can try and create that as close as I possibly can, so that they can recognize themselves how they used to be.
Are there any circumstances in which you'd recommend for a patient not to go ahead with this treatment?
No. I mean, unless they're really not ready psychologically. But usually, I haven't really had any cases like that. Usually, people are really keen to kind of restore their body and move on with their life and start a new chapter. Like I said, it's at the very end. So generally, they're ready to put this part of their life behind them.
even if they've had prior surgeries done to their breasts beforehand, like it's still okay to get this?
Yeah, it's fine as long as everything is fully healed. So even after the last surgery, usually patients will go through a lumpectomy and then they have their surgery and either chemotherapy, radiation. So they're going through a lot. So at the very, very, very end of that, by then, usually everything is fully healed. Around 6 to 9 months is the waiting time generally.
And how common is it for patients, maybe after everything they've been through? How common is it for patients to be aware of micropigmentation and to go through with it? How do they hear about your work? Is it like regular for patients?
It's really challenging to spread the word about this work because we can't show images of my work. So it is definitely challenging. I rely heavily on, number one, word of mouth. Number two, surgeons. I'm based at American Hospital. However, I was a keynote speaker at the Emirates Plastic Surgeon Society in 2020. And I was able to get, a lot of surgeons in the room at one time, a lot of oncoplasts and plastic surgeons. And, I rely on them to let patients know. Mm-hmm. Platforms like this are always wonderful because, women are so connected to their breasts, their physical body, and their sexuality. So many things are connected with their breasts. So restoring this for them is so important. And in case it's missed by one of the surgeons, platforms like this really help me to be able to spread the word about the work.
You've been in this field for a very long time, like 20 years. So can you tell me, what were some of the most difficult aspects that come with this job? Even dealing with a patient or personally, do you have any?
I guess, it's something that you're always perfecting your craft. It's, you have to be artistic, you have to have a great attention to detail, and you have to have technical ability. So it's something that it's not easy. It's like anything that, you want to be good at, you have to work hard at it. So that's definitely something that I'm always working on being better. And of course, the other challenge is, of course, just letting people know this treatment exists in a region like Dubai, like UAE. Speaking
on the attention to detail and the intricacy of your work, when you started on the medical route, did you know that you were would go down a route of needing to be an artist as well as a surgeon?
Yes, I did. And I think that there's certain things that you can learn, but there's sometimes an innate ability that needs to be there, or a deep-seated passion. And definitely I was always, an artistic kind of person. And then, the basis of my training was, of course, semi-permanent makeup. I mean, everyone knows microblading, micropigmentation. And then after I think I'd completed about 5,000 treatments, I then decided to challenge myself and do medical micropigmentation. And then I kind of carved out a niche. It's kind of like a niche within a niche, areola restoration. Mm-hmm. And, so I just, when you do repetition, you get better and better and better and better and better. So.
Well, speaking of using this platform for a better cause, how can people find you? And I think to see the images would help people truly understand what you do. We don't have the photos here, but how can people see the photos to kind of get a proper insight in the work that you do?
I have posted something on my Instagram today, and I would encourage anyone that has anything that they don't like about the areola, their nipple, to reach out, and I can share my extensive portfolio one-to-one. I don't send anything over WhatsApp or share anyone's images. It's all, in person. And you can reach me either through Instagram or my website. I'm based at American Hospital, but you can reach out to me directly.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
That was Chelsea Gregory. We really appreciate your time this morning on this Monday morning. It's 9:05, and that is the end of the show, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Bye.